Hey guys, welcome back. I just want to give this quick little thing at the beginning here to give a few disclaimers and let you guys know a few things. First of all, this is not a traditional video that you would see on this channel. As I've stated before, I've decided to quit Whiteboy and I'm going to do Uncle Andy now, which is going to be a gaming channel. But this video is going to be a lot different from what you've seen before. And it's going to be a podcast, so it's going to be all audio or radio, and it's going to be me and Jacob talking for like an hour and a half about things that have happened in our lives. And if you're not interested in that at all, if you don't like sitting through super long videos, then I suggest you click away because this is not for you. But for those of you that are interested in what we're going to be talking about, and what we will talk about is we're going to be discussing and explaining, all the different things that happened throughout my time being Whiteboy. And it's going to be my whole experience on YouTube and everything. And I think for some of you that are interested, I think it's really insightful because you're going to learn a lot of things that you wouldn't already know about me, about how I felt during this time, and what has led me to the point of deciding to do Uncle Andy. Another thing I want to let you guys know is that this is a podcast that was recorded several months ago. So it's outdated and a lot of things have changed since then. At many points throughout the video, I am implying that I'm going to use this specific YouTube channel to do the Uncle Andy videos. That is no longer the case. As I've stated in a previous video, I am going to start a new channel from scratch, and that will be the Uncle Andy channel. I'm not going to use this YouTube channel to do Uncle Andy content. In fact, there will be no more content on this channel at all, and that includes Whiteboy. No more Whiteboy. No more beatboxing. There might be a little bit of beatboxing in Uncle Andy later down the road, but as I've said before, that's not going to be my primary focus. It's going to be gaming and comedy oriented. So we're just going to be talking about a bunch of stuff that's happened in my life in regards to Whiteboy. This is kind of to close things out, kind of the Whiteboy's magnum opus, if you will, to kind of fix things up in a nice little package, and hopefully it'll give you guys some closure. And so you'll be ready to move on. So that's pretty much all I needed to say. And enjoy the podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Uncle Andy. Guys, it's been a long road, but it's finally led us to this moment. This is going to be like a podcast / discussion video talking about, what really led me to this point. And I have with me my editor / videographer, Jacob.
In the flesh. Hello.
There he is. How are you doing today, Jacob?
Dude, I'm doing pretty well. I've been working on a new project with a friend of mine.
Really? What would that be?
Uncle Andy.
Wow, that's a very creative name.
Yeah, I thought so. I came up with it.
You did?
No, actually, I didn't.
Yeah, that's right.
But we'll get to that later.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But guys, this video might clear up some confusion. It'll give you closure. It might help you guys to kind of move forward with me on this, because I know my decision to start a gaming channel may have been kind of confusing. So I think I'm gonna tell you, or I'm gonna try to tell you, give you a synopsis of like the story of Whiteboy and how it's really affected me, and how the whole situation with Whiteboy, how that led me to this point of wanting to do a gaming channel. And so Jacob, what is your opinion about like the whole the whole situation. Because I mean, a lot of people already know. Because if you guys have been paying attention, you know that, like the story of Whiteboy, and you do especially because
I was there.
You were there for some of it. So tell me, Jacob, what is on your mind regarding that? If you have an opinion at all. Am I asking a correct question here?
I don't know. I think that it is kind of cool knowing who you were before the big boom of Whiteboy and who you are now. That it actually, I feel like, changed you a lot. Like, you could have been a completely different person, but because of that popularity and you actually being noticed by people at school, I think that really changed your personality to be an extroverted one when you could have easily been very introverted.
You're totally right. You're absolutely right. Like you couldn't be more correct on that.
By the way, we've known each other since we were 5.
Yeah, we've known each other for like forever, and I know that Jacob hasn't been involved in Whiteboy as long as a lot of people have. But I'd say he's done the most for it in the amount of time that he's been a part of it. But yeah, you're definitely right about what you said, because when I was growing up, I was always kind of a quiet kid, and when you're a quiet kid and you're short and scrawny, nobody really tends to notice you very much. The short guys really kind of have it rough. So I didn't really have a lot of friends growing up. I always just stayed at home all the time. And you're right. I was introverted. And going into middle school, I had a conversation with my mom, and I don't remember this, but she told me herself. She said, Andrew, you were totally different back then than you are now. And I know, aging has a way of changing us. But I'd say I changed more drastically because of the whole Whiteboy thing happening. And by the way, guys, like that video, it was a complete accident. Like I had started, I don't even remember how I got noticed. I don't remember how, I got noticed for beatboxing.
By the people or by YouTube?
Not by YouTube, but by the individuals who filmed the video.
I remember, in kindergarten and maybe first grade, you would do dinosaur noises for us. And we would always be like, "Hey, Andrew, you want to do a dinosaur noise?" And then you'd be like, "Rah!" And we're like, "Wow." And then I don't know if that kind of plays into later on. So maybe you did have a little bit of an entertainer inside you, and that awoken it.
I always liked to entertain people, and I always loved to make people laugh. That's always been one of my most favorite things to do, is just make people laugh and put a smile on people's faces. And I guess the whole Whiteboy thing really it opened up a whole new world of possibility of how I can reach out to people and share my creativity with the world. But therein lied a problem.
Ooh. What problem?
Well, I'll get to that.
Okay.
So really, for those of you that don't know, and for those of you that want kind of a more intimate take on the story, here's how it goes. So, growing up, I was always a quiet kid, and I was short. But there would always be these moments where I would just spontaneously do something in class, and everybody would just burst out laughing. And I don't know if you remember this, but everybody like would get so surprised whenever I would say something. Do you remember this, like during school? Like I would say something,
Yeah.
and everybody would be like, "Oh my gosh, he spoke."
I think we were friends, so I knew you could talk.
Yeah.
So I don't remember that. It may not have been a thing for me. I was like, hey, it's Andrew.
Maybe that was more of a middle school thing, but I don't know. I never really. I mean, I was a friendly kid, but I never really like went out of my way to like make friends. And some of you, I mean, you guys know how it is. I mean, the awkwardness is awkward. So around like middle school, I was having like a conversation with my mother about middle school, and really all I wanted to do was just get in and get out. I was like, I'm just going to keep my head down. Did you have that mentality going into middle school, Jacob?
No, I did not. I had the exact opposite.
Really? You just wanted to...
I wanted to make my mark on the world.
Really?
And I was loud and proud.
I don't know, I got really, really kind of closed in during, at the beginning of middle school.
I mean, I did have more insecurities going into 7th grade than earlier years. But I think in 6th grade, it was just such a hard class because for some reason our school was like, hey, we're going to make 6th grade the hardest grade of your entire life, including college, and then you're going to go into middle school.
Oh my gosh. I remember 6th grade.
Yeah. But anyway, so I don't know. When I went into the middle school, the thing is I deal with insecurity differently than most people. Maybe I talk. If someone was about to rob me and kill me, I would be an absolute chatterbox.
Really?
Yeah, that is my coping mechanism, is to talk, is to laugh, is to deflect with jokes or talking or anything like that. That is my mechanism to cope with just about anything.
Yeah, you're right. I've noticed that about you. I guess I had a similar way of doing it, but I don't really know. But going into middle school, I just wanted to keep my head down. I just wanted to get in, get out, and then move on with my life. But I cannot remember. I think I was just sitting by myself in class, and I remember one friend was in there, and him and I always hung out during class. And I won't say his name here, but he was a really great guy, and him, and we'll talk about that later off the air.
Ooh.
But I think at one point during class I started beatboxing to myself, and I didn't know what beatboxing was, and I didn't know how much of an impact it would have like on the people around me and on the internet. And the thing is that when people found out about it, they were like, "Oh my gosh, you're so good at beatboxing."
We were in an all-white school, by the way.
Yeah, and the problem is that when you live in the South and you're in an all-white school, nobody can beatbox
or dance.
So if you can do either of those things, they automatically think you're the best. So everybody thought like, oh my gosh, Andrew's the best beatboxer ever, even though they had never seen or met another beatboxer. So a little bit of cultural depravity, as you'd say.
We pushed the limits of a lot of things in our high school.
Yeah. So, but setting that aside, like it was just really interesting. I was wondering, like, why me? Why is this like? Why is it so interesting to people that I know how to beatbox? And I don't think it was because I was good at it. I think it's because me being a member of my stereotype. people were surprised that I could beatbox at all.
Yeah.
So when those guys noticed me that day, they were like, oh my gosh, a little white kid can beatbox. This is amazing. So one just whipped out his phone one day, and I was just sitting there, and he said, hey, beatbox. And I didn't know he was filming me. I was just focusing on having fun and beatboxing. And he filmed me beatboxing, and then for some reason I came up with this weird noise called the alien frog. And I'm sure you remember
Came from
that.
your dinosaur days, I'm sure.
I guess, but I didn't know what it was. All I knew is that people thought it was funny when I did that. And I don't know why I did it, but I just did. And then that guy was like, he was like, hey, Willis, do the alien frog thing. And then, of course, I did the thing. I don't want to do it here. And then everybody just laughed. And I guess it was the shock value of that moment that kind of made the video blow up, I guess. So then that sparked the whole Whiteboy thing. And here's the thing that sucked about it. I don't know if I said this on YouTube at all in any of my other videos, but it like, I didn't know anything about YouTube at the time because I was just a naive little kid, and I didn't really know what was going on. But those guys, they uploaded the video on YouTube, and they monetized it, and they started making money. There was 3 of those guys. 2 of them started making money, and they had nothing to do with the video. They didn't participate in making it. They weren't the main focal point like I was, and they just started making money off of it. And they left the other 2 of us kind of just in the dust. And that really shocked me because they were making thousands of dollars off of this video, and they were not sharing it with us. Like that really got me. And usually you don't really encounter something like that at such an early age. So I think I learned a valuable lesson. If you have a talent or something that can generate revenue like it did, you need to protect that and share it with only those that you trust.
Copyright.
Yeah, exactly. Here's the thing, though. They had in their possession the video on their channel. So, I mean, technically, they could have a portion of the money, but don't you think that I could have gotten some of it as well?
You didn't sign a release form, and you were in the video.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I don't know why they didn't. I guess they just wanted to keep all the money for themselves. But it's all in the past. Forgive and forget. And I eventually did get money out of it. Later on, a few years later, my friend, the guy who filmed the video and put it on YouTube, his dad found out that the other 2 guys were making all this money and spending it on their cars and everything.
Wow, how are these 10th graders souping up their cars?
They weren't 10th graders.
What were they?
They were like
11? They had to have been like 10th.
No, they were 10th graders because, yeah, you're right.
So these 10th graders are buying new rims and jacking up their trucks.
Yeah, like...
And they don't have jobs.
Yeah. So my friend's dad started to get a little suspicious. And so he approached them. And he was like, hey, my son here is the guy who made the video. And his friend Andrew is the one who was in the video. So I think they deserve a cut of the money. And then they were like, nah, the money's ours. Their parents So not only were these guys like this, but their parents, they were raised by people that were just like them. So, I mean, it just kind of sucked how it went down. But eventually, his dad did convince them, and he was like, "Hey, there's going to be a legal battle if you don't give us a cut."
Mm-hmm.
And so they were like, "Okay, fine." But by that point, the damage had been done because they had already spent like tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, it had already gone viral and finished.
Yeah, at that point. But I mean, I guess I didn't really benefit as much as I had wanted from it. Because, I mean, the popularity can only go so far. Because, you know, people at school, everybody knew me. They were like, "Hey, there's that white boy beatboxing kid." And then I would, and then even in public, people would notice me. And, you know, it was, for a time, it was fun, but really, like, really all I wanted back then, I was just a kid, and I just wanted friends. Just wanted companionship.
Mm-hmm.
And really, people just knew me for the video, and nobody really wanted to take the time to actually get to know me. So really, it's not really no way to make friends. I guess you could technically from it, but it's no surefire way. You have to make like an actual true connection with somebody to become friends with them.
Mm-hmm.
But the popularity really didn't do anything for me. So it was fun for the time, and then that died down. The passage of time, I think, is what really killed Whiteboy. And I mean, there were other Whiteboy videos.
Yeah.
We posted more of them. More of them went viral at the time because it was this hot thing. And I really wish that I could have, taken charge of it and started my own channel and been in charge of my own like content. But I think the potential of like being a content creator, I think my potential was wasted on me because I was so young and naive, and I trusted everybody. And so everybody, took from me and used me. People kept asking me to be in a video for them so that they could make money off of me because they knew those other guys were. So then I ended up just being like a kind of like a source of revenue for people. But then things moved on, and a few years later in 10th grade, that's when you got involved, Jacob.
I kidnapped him and I forced him to beatbox for us.
That's what everybody thinks. And here's the thing, guys. Let me get one thing straight. I never got bullied. No one ever forced me to beatbox. And I never beatboxed to become popular. Like I said, I went into middle school with the intent to keep a low profile and just get in and get out. But I guess
you got in.
Yeah. So then my buddy, I'll call him friend A.
All right. Is friend A tall and skinny?
Shh.
Okay, I'm clarifying.
Quiet. Him and I made a video, and it was of me beatboxing, and it was the first video on this channel. Whiteboy drops an awesome new sick beat or something.
Whiteboy drops awesome sick beat. I think that's it.
I think that's it. And that was the first video on this channel. It's the second most popular video behind the original, which is really great. Well, he recorded a video of me doing it, and that one blew up, and then we decided to start a channel together. And I was like, you know what? I kind of do want to be in charge of my own content. And so me and friend A, we started this channel, but we didn't know what to do with it. We didn't know what to call it. And then he went and, without my knowledge, he went and he invited all of our friends.
Lucky me, I was one of them.
Yeah, to be in this group.
Mm-hmm.
And how many of us were there?
6.
There were 6 of us. We were all young. We didn't know what we were doing. And we decided to start this channel. But here's the thing. The only thing we had going for us was Whiteboy. And little did we know is that the Whiteboy thing will only go so far. And it only went so far. So by that point, Whiteboy was still kind of a hot thing. And we had a chance, but I think we were still too young. I mean, had YouTube come out,
Mm-hmm.
and we were the right age at the right time, like you told me at one point,
Yeah.
and we knew like film and how to do everything, we would be huge right now.
And if we would hit it closer to the mark.
Yeah.
Because what was this? This was 2-3 years after it went viral?
I think this was, okay, so the original video came out in 2011.
Okay.
7 years ago.
And we started in 2013?
No, we started in 10th grade, like 2.5 years later.
Okay.
And I think, yeah. So that was like 2.5 years after, wait, was it? Yeah, that's right, because it was in the spring that the original video came out, and then it was in the fall when we started the channel.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so, yeah. So we all got together in this group, and we were all excited about it. We were happy about it. And a friend of ours, I'll call
Friend B.
I'll call him Friend C.
Ooh, okay.
He decided to call it Cat in the Box.
Well, we all voted on it.
We did.
Yeah.
I don't remember voting.
Oh.
The thing is, I don't remember why it was called Cat in the Box.
We got it down to Cat in the Box and Spadle. So, friend A and me, we campaigned for the name of Spadle. But friend C came up with Cat in the Box. And so me and friend A were the only ones that voted for Spadle. And everyone else voted for Cat in the Box except you, apparently.
I think I was passive about it.
Maybe.
Because I didn't really care. Mm-hmm. But I think I remember friend C said something about like it looked good on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
So I think that's why he named it.
He did make t-shirts really early on.
He made t-shirts.
He made t-shirt designs. We never printed them.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Anyways, so we started doing this, and really the Cat in the Box didn't go very far before things went south because there was too many of us. Mm-hmm. We were too young, and we just didn't know what we were doing. And so we how many videos did we do? We did like two I'm
gonna say around 10.
We did like 2 Friday beatboxing videos. You guys remember the Friday beatboxing?
We did 3.
No, yeah, we did 3.
You made me take down 1. I don't remember why.
It was that stupid one where I was running for no reason.
I don't remember.
And I was also eating like cotton candy. Oh, okay. So my lips were like blue.
All right.
I don't get it. Anyways, I was super awkward and all these videos sucked.
Hey, Whiteboy's Back was pretty good, I thought.
Whiteboy's Back, do you guys remember that one? That one was the one...
That was my first video to make.
That one was the one where I was like on... The first one on stage?
Yeah, you were... Maybe it wasn't your first time on stage, but...
So yeah, the Whiteboy's Back video, that was... Oh my goodness. Wait. I think that was in 9th grade. Before... Like we started the channel.
Did I record it before we started the channel?
Yes, I think we did.
Oh, maybe I just recorded it just to... No, I remember recording it specifically for the channel.
Oh, really?
Because I even recorded friend F for the outro.
Yeah. Maybe we can name names that are No. Let's not name names. But anyways,
We should have made fake names for everybody.
so
I don't know.
one video that we did make when we were a part of Cat in the Box is when me and friend D,
Oh yeah,
friend D, made the Whiteboy answers questions, the Q&A.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a fun video to make. And I think it was pretty cute because it was a high school video filmed with an iPhone.
Potato.
Yeah, with a potato, as people say in the comments. But yeah, things were fun in the beginning, and then they went south. And it was because I wanted to do things a certain way, and everybody just kind of wanted me to like just
poop out content.
Just poop out videos.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to, I was quality over quantity, as I still am today. I still have that's still how, the way I think, but it needs to be quality and quantity.
Preferably, yes.
Preferably. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I was feeling kind of pressured because everybody was like just wanting me to get all these videos out, and I was like, guys, we like, if we're gonna do this, we gotta do it right. And nobody was listening to me, even though I was Whiteboy.
Yeah.
But it got to the point where I was just feeling too pressured and just was feeling underappreciated in the group. So I was like, man, Cat in the Box is not working out. So I decided to quit. And I was really bitter about it, and I was mad, and I was like, gosh, these guys, they don't know. They don't know what it means to be Whiteboy. And, you know, I quit, and then me and friend D made the Whiteboy and Pip channel. And then you took the reins of Cat in the Box.
With friends A through C.
Yeah, and started making content for that channel.
Mm.
Here's the thing, though. Friend C convinced friend A...
No, friend B. No.
Friend A.
Continue.
So friend C convinced friend A, because friend A had access to like the money that was the revenue that was coming in from the channel. He convinced him to redirect the funding, because at the time I was receiving most of the money because I was in all of the videos we had done, which I think is fair. And then there was, I don't know who else was in that area with me.
I think friend D got it. I think he also got a bigger cut.
Maybe so. But anyways, me and friend D, we got our paycheck cut for the first month that we made any money on that channel. And it was because friend C convinced friend A to redirect the money to other people in the group. Specifically,
friend C,
friend B, and friend C.
Yeah.
And so they did the same thing that, like, I thought these guys were my friends. Like, I was willing to let it go because in the beginning, in the first video, when those other guys were making money off of me, I was willing to let that go because they weren't really my friends. They were more like kind of strangers, kind of acquaintances that I knew.
Mm-hmm.
But these guys were people that I thought were my friends. So I was like, dang, why would friend C do this to me? And it was really just like a slap in the face.
Mm-hmm.
And he made this excuse like I wasn't doing anything for the channel. And that didn't make any sense because I was
the only
one in videos, making videos. Besides friend D, And friend C, he was editing the videos. He was the only time that knew how to edit at the time. So he was doing work. And I was willing to share some of the money I was getting with him. But no, he just wanted to keep it all for himself. And I think he knew I would quit because so that he would get more money out of it. And so that really tore me up. And now, Jacob, you didn't really understand the full situation.
No, I did not.
You didn't quite know what was going on, so you thought that I quit to be belligerent.
I thought you and just quit. I thought y'all were just done.
Yeah. For what reason did you think that me and friend D quit?
Because we were pushing you to make content and you didn't want to. And so you quit because you didn't want to work with us, I guess.
I did want to work with you. But I did want to work with you, but I didn't want to like just pump out video after video.
Yeah.
Just willy-nilly.
Well, you know me. I didn't think about it. I didn't think more in a second. I was like, oh, he quit. Okay. Yeah. And I went on with my life.
Yeah. Right. But here's the thing. Here's how Whiteboy, I think other people besides myself have benefited from Whiteboy. And most people have benefited from Whiteboy more so than I have, which is very disappointing on my part. But I guess it's also a good thing because people have benefited from it. And one of those people is you, especially because at what point during your time in Cat in the Box did you decide that you wanted to go into the film industry?
From the beginning. I think like the first project I did, I was like, wow, there's a lot to this. And I get to work with people, and I loved it.
So like, from the moment you joined, you decided that?
From the moment we did our first project.
Yeah. By the way, guys, Jacob, he wants to go into the film industry.
You gonna share my backstory real quick?
Yeah, tell everybody your backstory.
Okay. I was born in Alabama, in the country. I don't have a backstory prepared for this, Andrew.
It's okay. Just let it flow freely.
Okay. So I
just let it flow freely, like
rain.
Like urine in the bathtub.
Okay, let me stand up. So I like to entertain people, I like to make them laugh, much like yourself.
Yeah.
But I'm a very loud individual, and I make jokes a lot, whether they're funny or not, because quantity over quality, of course. You'll eventually get something good. And then so I don't know. I was like approached. So I wanted to do music first. And so I was in a band and I was trying music and everything, but I have no rhythm. And so that's cool. And then approached us with the YouTube channel. And I was like, well, that's awesome. We can actually do something on this internet. You know, this thing that came out while we were young and became big. And then so I'm very strategic and managerial. I like to look at it like the big picture and then see what it is.
Yeah.
And, like chess was my favorite game growing up and everything. And this is a chess game to me. It was something that like you had to look at the big picture, make decisions, and see what you can do. And at the same time, it was a method of putting myself out there to entertain people. It was perfect for my personality, I feel like, or, you know, I did then. And so I started to do film and stuff, and then I started pursuing film. So even outside of the channel, I tried to make content on the channel and everything, but I also started training myself on the internet and finding projects around town. But yeah.
Yeah. So you've gotten really, really deep into it. And I find it very interesting how just a 1 minute video of me beatboxing one day led to you making a career choice. Mm-hmm. It's just really just unfathomable how much Whiteboy has impacted our lives.
For sure.
And I've gotten really interested in film myself.
Well, you know how I was in the band for a little bit as a drummer?
Yeah.
I didn't like it that much. You know, I was just there because it was, I guess, fun.
I didn't know you were a
whatever.
drummer. I thought you were a bass player.
I'm talking about the school band. In the school band, I was a drummer.
Oh, okay.
And so, you know, I was just doing everything and I just, you know, messed around and had fun and everything. Then, like, senior year, I find out that friend L, the only reason he wanted to be in the band was because he saw how much fun I was having. I inspired friend L to completely and totally choose music as his passion in life. And now he's in the $1 Million Band at UA and like 2 or 3 other bands. Like he's
Wow.
in way better than I am.
You still continue to do Cat in the Box today, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
On a separate channel now, because this channel that we're on used to be Cat in the Box.
Yeah.
And then later on, after the huge hiatus, it was Whiteboy Drops the Beat.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's Uncle Andy. And so, but anyways, back to the story. So, you know, after that happened with how I was, you know, essentially betrayed by friend C, I just decided to just go away from YouTube because I never benefited from it.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a little bit of money, but I only cared about being a content creator and entertaining people.
Yeah.
And I didn't care as much about the money. So I just got really discouraged and I decided to quit that. And so I moved away from it for a while. And for how long was I gone? Because you guys were on Cat in the Box making videos and improving and gaining skills and doing all this stuff.
Yeah, I think we started... Oh, that's weird. Oh, man, I did pick up film and run with it. Because we started in 10th grade, right?
Yeah.
So we started in 10th grade. We started, like, talking about it in maybe August or September. And then maybe we started posting in October. Maybe, as a sort of timeline. Maybe you quit by November?
We started... Because me and friend A talked about it.
Yeah.
And then we started it in, I think, August. And then I quit by October.
Okay. And then that December, I used the entire break to learn film. All I did was watch YouTube videos and read up on it.
So at that point, you became determined to turn this channel into something.
Yeah.
But
I even did, I did my first web series over Christmas break. And I bought a $800 camera in, January. I was in. I went all in.
Yeah, you did. But here's the thing. You were held back by something. Because not only could Whiteboy create, but he could also destroy.
That is true.
So you were trying to create your own content on this channel, but really there was an audience already there.
And an audience that only cared about Whiteboy.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And with me gone, and you not really doing the beatboxing thing, that really kind of put you and everybody else in a bad place, because although you had a lot of subscribers, you didn't have a lot of views because nobody wanted to watch your content because there was already an established audience.
But what it did give us is people knew that YouTube could be a thing, that it could be a career, it could be profitable. And so I wasn't there for the money, but the fact that there could be money kept more people involved. And so that's one of the biggest things I liked from it, is because otherwise, if there was no money involved, everyone would have dropped it, and I would have been the only one there.
Really?
Yeah. Friend C might have been there for me. Friend A.
You mean friend A?
Friend A.
Nobody knows what we're talking about. Everyone has all the letters just mixed up. I don't want to name any names.
I know.
Because certain people have done certain things that, I don't want to call them out about it. I want it to be kind of confidential on who they are. But anyways, I was kind of jaded because I was like, I don't want to trust anybody anymore. I don't want to. If I'm going to do if I'm going to be a content creator on YouTube, I want to control what I do. And so I became this control freak. And I wanted things a certain way, and I'm kind of like that today, but I'm trying my best.
Did that play into Whiteboy and Pip?
That's right, because while I was gone from Cat in the Box, I was doing Whiteboy and Pip.
Yeah.
And me and friend D, I don't think it did, because him and I, we really kind of hit it off in terms of like our sense of humor.
Yeah.
And we really kind of branched away from Whiteboy, and this really making videos for that channel, I remember it as being one of the fondest times of my life.
Yeah.
Because although I had moved away from Whiteboy a little bit, everybody knew that I was Whiteboy. And we were making different kinds of videos, and I was starting to tap in to this type of content creation that I started to develop a taste for. And it's something I really wanted to do. And I haven't really had that blank canvas to kind of express that kind of creativity until now, until I rejoined Cat in the Box. So I was with friend D on Whiteboy and Pip. And I guess we can call him Pip. I don't think he cares. But he's the guy that kind of stuck by me after everything went down. But then later on, I think because we had made a few videos, we weren't really consistent with it. Most of it were just like school videos for like school projects and stuff like that. And this was in like 10th and 11th grade. And eventually I was just like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I think I was at that point where I was like, you know what? I'm done. Because we even made like a Whiteboy and Pip Vine account at one time when Vine was popular. And I really loved that because I love Vine. And we made a lot of fun, cool little Vines on there, but that didn't last very long. And everything just kind of tapered off because a lot of people in the comments, they're right. Like after several attempts, like I still hadn't found my place, you know? And then I kind of forgot about Whiteboy and everything, and I kind of just started doing my own thing, or lack thereof of doing anything, because I was kind of just a nerd, just sitting in my room playing video games, not really doing anything. And then at one point I watched this video that you guys made. And I hadn't really been keeping up with your guys' videos as much.
Yeah.
But I saw Pip was in it. And this video was called Slavic Thunder. And
that was in college.
No, it wasn't.
Are you sure it wasn't? No, that was definitely in college.
It was like right after we had graduated.
The first semester of college, because I literally edited that in friend M's dorm room.
I don't know who friend M is, but okay. So, friend M.
Yeah.
You mean friend E?
Yes. Yes, friend E.
Friend E. I don't know why you said friend M.
Because I forgot that we already named friend E.
Yeah. So friend E, he joined. He was kind of the new guy.
Well, friend C friend C pretty much took over from 10th grade through 12th grade.
Yeah, friend C, after he redirected the revenue so that he would get the most money,
and then kicked out friend A and Jacob.
He kicked out friend A?
He didn't kick out friend A, but he reduced all power and made him a 2. So he was kind of just there.
Oh, he had the ranking system.
Yeah.
And
then I also became a 2, and then I got kicked out for a while.
Because, guys, in case you don't know, friend C created this, he made this ranking system. And if you were a rank 1, you had access to the channel password, and you had a say in everything we would do on the channel. Mm-hmm. Now, friend A signed a contract with a company to get our videos monetized. And that guaranteed that we would get 60% of the revenue, but we had to give up 40%.
Which We didn't know at the time, but that was actually a good slice.
It was actually a good deal.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. We were all pissed that we were only getting 60%. And so friend C demoted friend A to a rank 2.
Which meant less pay and less priority.
And so why don't you tell your side of the story, like after I left Cat in the Box?
Okay.
And what happened, the drama that ensued, because I never explained my side of the story. I was just mad and I left.
Yeah.
And so tell everybody what kind of happened between you and the other members of Cat in the Box at that time.
Okay. So I think the spring after you quit.
And this was in sophomore year
Yes.
of high school.
In spring, and I managed to get friend B to be in 2 episodes of a web series. And we actually used it on friend C's flip cam, which was really bad. But I liked it, and I was like, man, okay, there's potential here. And so I guess in January or February, I ended up buying a Canon T5i, and that was our camera. And we filmed the rest of the series with that. And then we went on and over summer with friend F, we made Bayou Ray, which was just a random thing that we just filmed.
Friend F
Yeah.
is... And of course, we'll talk about who he is later.
Yeah.
I think
still a part
all
of
the
Cat in the Box?
current members of Cat in the Box, I think we can talk about them. But as for this podcast right now, we're going to keep all names confidential because there's drama
That way
was
we can
involved.
play the letter game when you're trying to figure out what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But friend F and me, we recorded something. We just went in the woods and he improv'd, and I edited together, and I scheduled all of the releases for this fall of that year.
Yeah.
So 11th grade.
Guys, some of you, I know you remember Bayou Ray. I know you do. So post in the comments in bold letters, Bayou Ray.
Okay. But that summer, actually, I was able to get on a film, and an actual feature film in our town. And so I worked on that and everything and had all the Bayou Ray uploads scheduled. So I didn't have to worry about it. Then I got kicked out of the channel because friend C changed the password, and I was fed up with it. I was like, that's stupid. Friend B shouldn't be a 2. Friend A shouldn't be a 2. And so
Rank 2. You gotta specify that.
Yeah, and so what I did...
Nobody's understanding any of this.
No, it's fine. So I got the password, and I changed the password to a password that we could all have. And so I released it to the group. So that included friend C. I gave him the new password because I wasn't trying to take the channel. I was just trying to give everyone the same password.
Yeah.
And friend C accuses me of stealing the channel and then kicks me out of the channel and changes the password again. So the only people with access to the channel is friend B and friend C. And the only people that are a part of the channel at this point are friend A, B, and C. And I'm out.
Yeah.
And you've been out. And then so...
And friend B, I spoke to him about it. Yeah. And he took friend C's side.
Yeah.
Saying that you were... And he believed friend C.
Friend C is a little much.
Yeah, he's kind of manipulative.
Yeah.
And I think he knew what you were trying to do.
Yeah.
But I think he was kind of...
He may have been on a war of attrition to take over.
He might have been. Yeah. He might have been. Because he was really trying to take over the channel to make money.
Yeah.
And the thing that sucks is because that viral video that was on there was mine, and friend A's video, and he was making money off of us.
And friend A was making less than friend B and C because he was a 2. And
yeah. So at this point, when friend C kicked you out...
But I still had content coming out because I had it scheduled.
And yeah, you had videos, and
yeah,
I bet that just... How did that make you feel?
I was livid. I was like, I've always been a pacifist. I've never really wanted to. I'm not really a pacifist, but I've never really wanted to fight anybody or punch anyone or anything like that. But I wanted to punch friend C. I wanted to punch him hard in the face.
Exactly.
And I had the chance.
So
I didn't do it, but I thought about it.
At that point,
yeah,
you knew what I had gone through. You understood by that point. And so I'm glad I was out of the channel by that point, because that was some serious stuff. And at this point, it was up to friend A to make sure that the channel did not fall into the wrong hands. So tell the audience what he did.
So friend A conspired with me to take the channel back, if this is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And so friend A would have these like meetings with friend B and C and pretend to be on their side, but really he was on my side. And then eventually I was really fed up with it, and I eventually like had this giant spill about like, I'm actually trying to do stuff for this channel. I'm trying to do stuff for this channel, and I want to make content and put it on the channel. I don't care about the money. I just want to make content and put it on the channel. I want to grow this channel. Eventually, friend C was like, fine, you can come back. I'll give you the password just so you can upload the videos that you want to upload. So then I was like, I don't know, rank 3. And then we made Another Day at Work Season 2 with a foreign exchange friend A.
Foreign exchange friend A.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's from Brazil.
Yeah, he was awesome.
And do you still have contact with him?
I do.
You guys talk?
Every now and then. Mm-hmm. We have Facebook.
He's such a great guy.
Yeah. But so I basically got back in the channel for that and everything. And then I think spring of junior year, or it might have been spring of senior year. I don't remember. But at some point, the contract went out. The original contract went out. And we were talking about...
That friend A had signed.
Yeah, and we were talking about whether we needed to sign again with them or find someone else and everything. And so I was talking to him. I was on it. I was like, friend A. I was like, this is our chance, friend A, to assume power, to get the channel back and everything. So I played it settled and everything, and I was just like, all right, so who do we want to partner with? And we ended up partnering with Maker. Then friend C was like, all right, I want to set that up, and so I can connect it to my account and everything. And I was like, okay, that's cool. Just tell me when you get to it or whatever. And then I went ahead and did it, and I was like, hey, I went ahead and set up the partnership and everything, and I told everybody, and they're like, okay, cool. Who do we partner with? And then so I was like, yeah, I was like this and everything. And then the money was tied to me. And then, and so I was like, I'm going to be a good king. I'm going to make sure everybody gets what they're supposed to. And so I split it 4 ways with them for that time period. And then senior year came around, and then we graduated high school. Friend B just walked away from the channel, and then friend C did not.
Friend B left to pursue his musical career.
Yeah.
And let me just talk about friend A for a second.
Okay.
And friend A and I are on good terms as of now. And I know he was convinced by friend C to redirect the money to friend B and C so that they would get more money instead of me. Although he did do that, he was convinced by friend C somehow. And he was just kind of manipulated.
Yeah.
He was kind of played.
Well, they were editing and doing music, so that was what was behind that.
Yeah.
They were doing the most for the channel at the time.
Yeah. So they were kind of buddy-buddy.
Yeah.
But me and friend A are on good terms, and he came back around, and from that point forward, he did the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but friend C did not. And friend B, he didn't really do much, but he didn't really try to do the right thing. He kind of just watched and kind of went along with friend C because they were all buddy and everything. But anyways, please continue.
Friend C was also supposed to quit after graduation. Like, I talked about it with him, and he said he was, but then he didn't.
Because he wanted more money. It was it was all about greed.
Yeah.
And
so I offered to pay him off, and I was like, hey, can I buy you out of the channel? And then he was like, well, how much are you going to buy me out for? And I was like, maybe $250. And then he was like, no, I think I'm gonna stay with the channel. I was like, okay. And then
And you know what you could have done?
I could have taken it.
You could have just changed the password.
Yeah.
And said, "Screw you, friend C. You don't get
at any
anything."
point in the game, anyone could have done that.
Yeah, at any point.
At that point, I could have just stopped paying him. I could have just let him go. But I wanted to leave on good terms. I wanted to have him not come after me. I don't know. I didn't want to make an enemy, even though he had every right to be my enemy. I just didn't want him to have a right for me to be his. I don't know. I'm a really nice guy when I shouldn't be sometimes. But I basically told him the offer, and I was like, hey, this offer stands if you ever want to take it.
Yeah, and the amount you were offering him was several months worth of Cat in the Box pay.
Yeah.
So for Cat in the Box standards, that was a lot of money. Yeah. And how much were you guys making a month?
I don't know. It dwindled as we went on.
Yeah, because that was the fall of Whiteboy.
Yeah. So I feel like we were at like 150 a month, maybe. But we were splitting it 3 ways. Friend C would have been getting $50 a month, and so I was basically offering him 5 months worth.
Yeah.
Which, given if I wasn't made the offer, it would make more sense to stay on the channel because you would make more just staying for that 6 month.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, eventually he's going to run into a situation where he needs money, and he's going to take it. And,
yeah, exactly.
And in that winter, he actually did. He ended up coming back to me, and he was like, I'll do it for $300. And I was like, fine. And I gave him $300, and he bought him out, and then it was just me and friend A.
It was kind of an unnecessary hassle, in my opinion, because I would have just changed the password and said, too bad, you don't get any money.
Yeah.
And didn't he know that you could have done that at any time? Because you had full control by that point.
Yeah, probably. I could have done that. That's what he accused me of doing when I took the channel, even though I gave everyone the password.
Yeah.
I could have taken the channel then.
Yeah, you could have. I think that's probably what I should have done.
I think so too. I think at some point one of us should have overthrown him.
I think in the beginning that's what I should have done.
Yeah.
And only stayed with friend A and whoever else I trusted.
Yeah.
So that probably at the time that would have probably just been me and friend A and maybe you.
Yeah. I think the problem is that friend C was the only one with the skills to make it happen.
Because he knew how to edit videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I learned that skill.
Yeah.
That winter. Later
on, you learned how to edit. Mm-hmm. But you were making all these videos, mm-hmm. and you were putting all this work into it. But the thing is that the audience just wasn't there.
Yeah. Because
they wanted Whiteboy.
But someone was there for Slavic Thunder, apparently.
Yeah, Slavic Thunder. Mm-hmm. So the thing was, and I think the bad thing for you really is because you were stuck on a channel that, frankly, didn't want you there.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think the best choice was during college to branch off and start a new channel, which is what you still have today.
Yeah, and I wish I would have done that to begin with, but then I wouldn't have had any support whatsoever.
From anybody, because everybody just wanted the money.
Pretty much, yeah.
The Whiteboy money that they did not earn, that I earned. Shucks. Anyway, but the past is in the past. But so I saw this video that you guys made while I was away, and I was watching it, and I saw it was Slavic Thunder. And friend F.
Yeah, friend F.
He was so funny in it. And by this time I was interested in, acting and everything. Mm-hmm. I was interested in comedy, and I really just wanted to do something. I wanted to have a creative outlet. And so I showed the video to my mother, and I was like, well, look at this funny video that these guys made. And she looked at me and she said, son, why did you quit YouTube?
Ouch.
Why are you not are you not in on this?
Mm-hmm.
You're the one that started all this. Why are you not a part of it? And I was like, you kind of have a good point. Maybe I should just let it go and just stop being bitter and just rejoin. And it was about a year after we graduated.
Yeah.
And over the past year after we graduated up to our sophomore year of college, I had only participated in 2 projects. Those projects were
Foot of the Woods 1 and Foot of the Woods 2.
Exactly. And if you guys remember Foot of the Woods, that was kind of the beginning of like the true Cat in the Box productions.
Yeah. Studios even.
Yeah. But those videos sucked because our acting was terrible, and I think it was just our acting. Our acting was really bad. Our acting has gotten a lot. It was cringy. But you know, me as a person, I'm cringy. Yeah. So I think that really contributed to it. So everywhere I go, people cringe.
I think no one took it seriously. You know what I mean? So like everybody's acting was like, I'm acting.
Yeah. Yeah. Instead of, I am assuming the role of this character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, though, it's kind of weird because you based our characters off of ourselves.
And we still ended up being actors.
Yeah. So instead of just being ourselves. So anyways, I helped you guys out with that, but I didn't really want to. I just did it.
Yeah.
To be a friend. And then later on you approached me. When did this happen?
Dude, my chronology.
I think you and I got together and we were hanging out.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it. And I mentioned it to you. And you were like, yeah, why don't you rejoin? And I was like, well, dude, I kind of want to be in control of the content I come out with.
Yeah.
And you were like,
heck no.
You're like, no, you can make suggestions and that's it. Because this is my channel now. I was like, dude, screw you. Mm-hmm. I'm Whiteboy. Come on, man. But by that point, I was irrelevant because at that point, Whiteboy was dead. Yeah. Because it had been 4 years since any Whiteboy content had been released on the Cat in the Box channel. Mm-hmm. And so then friend E came up with the revolutionary plan. And the revolutionary plan entailed as follows. So I would come back and assume the role as Whiteboy once again on the channel so that we would get more views and generate more revenue so that we could fund all of the equipment and the props and the costumes and stuff that we would need to do Cat in the Box. On its
own channel.
Yeah. And so Cat in the Box would become its own channel. And then the old YouTube channel would become Whiteboy oriented once again. Mm-hmm. And I think it was a good plan. And I didn't really want to be Whiteboy again, but I was like, I had the mentality at that point because everybody was referring to me as Whiteboy.
Yeah.
So I came back to it with the mentality of, okay, I have to do this because I am Whiteboy. Well, it is my identity.
Me and friend E talked about it, and we were like, there's no way he's going to come back and be Whiteboy.
I was so against it.
There's no
for
way.
A time.
And so we put together this meeting, and 2 crazy things happened. A lot of people showed up to the meeting.
Yeah.
You showed up to the meeting.
I did.
We proposed the revolutionary idea, and you accepted.
Were you
utterly
mystified?
Shocked?
Really, you were shocked by this?
Yes.
Because you guys knew I did not want to do Whiteboy anymore.
Yes.
And I didn't, but I had conceded.
Yeah.
By this point, I was like, Whiteboy is in my blood. I gotta come back. And so then we created the channel Cat in the Box Studios. And I was like, okay, guys, as long as I am allowed to help you with Cat in the Box Studios and come up with my own video ideas for it, I will allow you to film me and do the Whiteboy channel. And so then we changed the name of this channel to Whiteboy Drops the Beat. And it was your idea to name it that. And I thought it was a good idea.
Well, thank you.
And so that happened, and then we made the Whiteboy Returns video where I'm getting out of bed and I'm getting ready and everything, and I'm getting my clothes on and showing all those different clips, and it's very heartwarming because it's me returning.
Yeah.
And I think at that point, that's when we really started to get back on track, because you guys had recognized the power of Whiteboy, of how it was a popular thing at one point and could be again.
Yeah.
It was you made that realization a little too late,
Yes.
albeit, because by that point...
6 years late.
4 years.
4 years late?
Yeah.
Or 6 years from the original video?
I can't remember. Maybe, 6 years. Okay. Yeah, you're right. And so it was last year, in the month of November, we made the Whiteboy Returns video. And I sat down and I told you guys my story, not as much detail as it's been told now. But I'd kind of been changed by that point. And I think the hiatus of Whiteboy being gone, I think the damage had already been done, and I think by that point it was too late, because we already kind of had a feeling that was the case.
Yeah.
But we were being optimistic about it, and we wanted to try it out anyways. But guys, I just want to be clear with you. I didn't want to go back to Whiteboy, but I felt that it was a necessary evil for me to be back on the YouTube train being a content creator, because I was passionate about that. I wanted to do film, I wanted to act, I wanted to write scripts, I wanted to do comedy. It's what I wanted to do. I didn't necessarily want to do Whiteboy, and I'll be honest with you guys, we never intended to do Whiteboy again for very long. It was kind of a trial run, if you remember, Jacob. And so then you joined on as Jacob, the editor/videographer. And I was your friendly neighborhood Whiteboy. Nobody's gonna get that because
this is radio.
Yeah, this is radio. But anyways, we made a bunch of videos for it, and it was pretty good for a time. We were making weekly videos, weekly content. And then it got to the point where I was like, hit another roadblock, because I feel like as humans, we're in a constant struggle with our own minds. And I was always fighting this, Whiteboy, I don't want to do it anymore. It's boring. It's stifling. I was still kind of bitter about everything that had happened. And the thing was, I kind of just wanted to remove myself from all of that. And I didn't want to do Whiteboy anymore, but I mean, the money was coming in. More money than we'd ever gotten before.
Yeah.
Was coming in, and we were making some pretty decent videos.
I think so.
But the thing is, there were a few problems that came from this. One, the damage from the hiatus had already been done, and Whiteboy was pretty much already dead. So the viewership would have just continued to dwindle down more and more. And it was kind of sad, because we weren't reviving Whiteboy, we were burying Whiteboy. And people really it was really creatively stifling, because not only did people only want to see Whiteboy, they only wanted to see Whiteboy in a certain way. So we really were limited with what we could do with it. And there were videos that we had made that just didn't get hardly any views at all.
Yeah, because it had to be beatboxing or nothing at all.
Exactly. And even the beatboxing. My beatboxing, of course, as we know, is not that good. It's very limited. I mean, I think I can do a decent job with what I have, but I can't go professionally with it. There's no way.
Yeah.
I mean, I could try, but like I said in the last video, I wasn't creatively invested in it enough to pursue that. If I even could, because the world of beatboxing is so much more vast than I realized. I am really outnumbered and severely outgunned, and I'm a little too late to the uptake as well, because there's so much beatboxing stuff on YouTube these days. But I think I can hold this in my heart as solace, is that the original Whiteboy Drop Sick Beat, that video, is one of the first beatboxing oriented videos, I'd say, to be on the platform. They got popular, back in the glory days of YouTube.
Oh, the glory days.
When nobody knew how to make film.
Yeah.
But everybody does now. So
the bar has risen.
So the competition is rough. Mm-hmm. But anyways, we were doing Whiteboy Drops the Beat for a while. And that continued until I finally was like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. And I sat you down and I explained why I didn't want to do it anymore. And I really just want to move away from that now.
And then I convinced you to do 6 more videos. And then we quit. Right?
Yeah.
And we only did 5.
I think. I don't know.
Because one fell through.
Right.
Because there was a scheduling issue.
Right.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to turn the Whiteboy Drop Sick Beat into like more of a personal channel, but nobody really cared. Except for you loyal fans, of course. Can't forget about you guys. Love you guys. And hopefully you guys will continue to follow me down this road. But so the Whiteboy thing ended. I just drove the nail into it. I was like, I'm done. I want to move on and I want to do something new. And you were like, okay, let's do it. And by this point we had graduated. Me and friend D had kind of drifted apart. And
Uncle friend D.
And friend B and C are pursuing their own things. Away from us, thank goodness. Well, I'm okay with friend B right now. But friend C, kind of don't want to have much to do with him again. But it's all in the past. And maybe one day we can talk to each other and bury the hatchet. But really it got to the point to where Whiteboy, had we kept it going when it was in its prime, we would be huge. Yeah. We would be gigantic now.
But at the end of Whiteboy Drops Sick Beat, we were debating on taking the channel another way, right? Like, did we talk about, like, even, like, I think we talked multiple times about you being sick of the Whiteboy content and you wanted to transform it to your own thing.
Yeah.
And that it would be a personal channel instead. So we were talking about different stuff like that. And I was like, I got it. We're going to be an anime channel. We're going to talk about anime.
Because Jacob and I, we're big anime fans.
Professional weeaboos. Misuse of the term, but trust me. Professional weeaboos.
No. We're not. We're not weeaboos, Jacob. No.
But it's such a funny term.
Don't use that word. It hurts me.
I'm sorry.
It's controversial.
Yes.
I don't want to be called a weeaboo.
Okay, fine. I am professional.
Even though I run with my hands behind my back and I keep Japanese weapons in my room.
You power up.
I am not a weeaboo. Anyways, I decided, I like anime, but I'd rather just watch it rather than just like talk about it on a YouTube channel. And maybe you guys like anime. We'll be doing a lot of anime references on the gaming stuff. But it's not going to be like the focal point of this channel. But yeah, we're also anime fans. We're big gaming fans as well. Well, Jacob isn't as much anymore because you're so caught up in your career and everything. But I'm still a big video game nerd. Which brings me to the final conclusion.
Yes.
Which is my decision, because here's the thing. Me and friend E decided to make a gaming channel last year, if you remember. And we named it Game Gurus.
Yes.
And we decided we would get together, we would play some games, and we were really excited about it, and I was very passionate about it because, truth be told, I'd always wanted to do a gaming channel deep down. And I think that it's kind of the perfect outlet for me personally to express my creativity with like commentary and being a character and improv and everything like that through audio and doing, voices and voiceover and everything like that. Because I like voice acting. And like I said, I don't do it professionally, but I love the idea of it. And I also love gaming. So I gave myself the name, and I wasn't related to Whiteboy at all in this channel. I named myself Uncle Andy on this channel. The channel's name was Game Gurus. And me and friend E, otherwise known as the Shark, even though he never named himself that. I mean, he did, but he didn't on the channel.
I like to call him Paradox, personally.
Really? Why? Why do you call him?
That's another name.
That he gave himself?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know. What the word means?
No, like, why did he give himself that name?
I don't know.
It's a cool name, though.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's probably because of Ben 10 Ultimate Alien.
Did he like that show?
I don't know.
Paradox was a character on Ben 10, wasn't he?
He was.
We are nerding out
Right?
so hard right now. But anyways, me and friend E, we made this channel, Game Gurus, and we joined up with another friend of ours, who I will name Friend G. And me, friend E, and friend G, nobody knows what's going on.
No, they don't.
Because we're using all these letters to name people.
Make sure you have your notepad and your pencil before you start this podcast. You're going to need it.
Yeah, people are going to put so much stuff in the comments saying, man, like, wow, friend A, right? Or like,
I like friend A.
I like friend D, personally.
Friend C's a jerk.
Gosh, what if friend C watches this video? We'll never be able to talk to him. I kind of want to talk to him and bury the hatchet and put things behind us.
I'll just text him this video and then
No, don't.
fast travel.
We'll just never tell him about this video. He won't watch it. He won't know anything
But anyways,
about it.
what happened to Game Gurus?
So me, friend E, and friend G, we started it, and friend G was going to be the editor, and he was going to do some PC gaming on the side, and me and friend E, we were going to do Nintendo games. And we started off with the game
Super Mario Bros.
Super Mario Brothers 3 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. And it's a really cool game. It's considered one of the greatest Mario games ever. But the thing is I'm not used to classic games. I'm used to more modern 3D games. So I sucked at it. So our commentary really flopped because I sucked at the game. And friend E was better at playing the game rather than doing commentary. So our roles were kind of flipped because I was better at doing commentary, but I was playing the game, and he was better at playing the game, but he was doing commentary. But really the reason I wanted to do that was because I wanted to challenge ourselves.
And you were challenged.
But here's the thing. It would have worked had we continued doing it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, certain circumstances came and we could never continue doing that. And I decided, you know what? I want to start my own gaming channel.
Hey, Jacob, you want to start a gaming channel?
No. You're like, no, I don't have time. And I was like, just do it. And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
And so we decided to start a gaming channel on this channel.
Yes.
And name it Uncle Andy. And so that is what led us to here.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm still doing film on the Cat in the Box Studios channel. And Jacob, make sure to put a link to that channel in the descriptiones below.
Mm-hmm.
So that you guys can go check out that channel, because we got a lot of cool stuff on there. You'll see me, you'll see Jacob, you'll see
Friend A,
Friend A,
Friend J,
Friend F.
That's what I meant.
Friend G. There is no Friend J. Friend E is a big one on that channel. Yeah, he is.
Oh, yes.
Friend E.
Yeah, Friend E. Sorry, I had to remember.
See, you
I'm
guys
bad with faces.
You're bad with letters, the alphabet, I think.
I think it's called dyslexia.
I think that has more to do with numbers. But
what?
Anyways, if you guys know what we're talking about, you guys know exactly what we're talking about. So we've decided to do this, and this is kind of the transition. I hope you kind of understand my position better. And Jacob, from all the Whiteboy stuff and the Cat in the Box stuff and everything that's going on, how have you changed as a person, and what have you learned from all these experiences?
I have learned that the world is vast and works in certain ways, and that if you're ever going to do something and you go into it as a newbie and you think you're good, well, guess what? You're not. If you do something, you got a lot to learn.
Yeah.
And not that that's a bad thing. You just got to get in there, get to the nitty gritty to get to the good stuff.
Exactly. And sometimes I learned this the hard way, and it was really hard to beat this into my skull so that I can understand it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't always just do what you want to do. Sometimes you got to do what you don't want to do to get to what you do want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still in the beginning stages of Cat in the Box Studios. And we're gonna try to turn it. What's your dream? What's your end goal, Jacob, for Cat in the Box Studios?
My end goal is to grow the channel before college graduation to a point that it makes enough money that we can pay enough people to keep it going after college. Because when college is over, guess what? Life happens.
Well, life is happening now.
It is happening now, but it's even more present when that happens.
I guess so.
College is kind of like a cheap, like, hey, I'm not going to be an adult yet until I graduate.
Well, I mean, that's not necessarily true, because a lot of people move out and get jobs and go to school.
Yeah, that is true.
So people just, right out of high school, some people just go straight to adulthood.
Yeah, I mean, I did, but there's a lot of people that don't.
Yeah, true. So, I mean, this whole Whiteboy experience, and I treat Whiteboy like he's a different person, and really, he is, because he is like the reflection of who I once was, this awkward little kid who just happened to strike gold. And even though he hit gold, he lost it. He lost it because others beat him to the gold.
Oh.
No one beat me up, guys. I was not beat up in school at all. No, I was not. But and also another misconception that people have, I am not self-conscious about my beatboxing at all. I'm not self-conscious about anything. I'm usually not an insecure person about stuff. I can be, like anybody else, but I'm really kind of just out there and real about things. And I just want you to understand that everything we've said here is the truth, and everything that has happened actually did happen. And we're not trying to misconstrue anything at all. It's all genuine. It's all from the heart. That's what this is about. But I've really been changed as a person from all of this, and we got big plans for Uncle Andy. We got big plans for Cat in the Box Studios, and I think these two channels are going to support each other in a way. They're going to. But guys, Uncle Andy, let me tell you about him. Uncle Andy is kind of a creation, like a brainchild that I've had. He's kind of a character that I created in my head. He is like the reincarnation of Whiteboy. And he's everyone's uncle simultaneously. But he's also like kind of who I wanted Whiteboy to be, and who the persona I'm going to assume from here on out. So if I tell any jokes that are kind of weird, just know that it's Uncle Andy. It's comedy. This channel is just going to be all about fun and just having a good time and playing games. And we're going to be doing more of these podcasts as well. So we're going to start the channel off slow with weekly uploads. And then it's going to escalate to maybe 2 videos a week. We're going to start doing podcasts, discussion videos, gaming oriented, but also maybe a bit life oriented as well, where I'll do podcasts like this one where we just sit and talk about life. So Jacob, what do people have in store for Cat in the Box Studios on your end?
Ooh, well, see, we just started last Saturday uploading once a week, which is the fastest we've ever uploaded. And so we're coming out with an original comedic short every week on Saturday. And we're going to try to keep that going and see if the channel can grow from there. Advertising as much as we can, like over at Reddit or whatever we can do. And hitting up like parodies of popular stuff like Pokemon or Dungeons and Dragons, and even Harry Potter and the Fantastic Beasts.
Not Harry Potter drops the beat.
That was different. But yeah, we're just trying to do some popular stuff as well as our own original content and be funny and make you laugh and come back every week so we can have a job.
Yeah, yes, because we're trying to turn this into a business. But Uncle Andy is just kind of like my blank canvas for me to kind of freak out in.
Your white canvas?
Shh. I'm going to start shushing Jacob a lot. You're going to see that. But yeah, we've already made our first few videos for Uncle Andy.
Yes.
We're going to start coming out with those very soon. Yeah, I hope you have a better understanding of kind of how I handled Whiteboy, what the story of Whiteboy, and how it's led us to this moment. And guys, make sure to check out Cat in the Box Studios. A link to it is in the description below. So please check that out and make sure to subscribe because I am a part of that channel as well.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to see more of Jacob, the editor/videographer, he's on there too. And also Friend E.
Oh man, Friend E is all over.
E, he is going to be, or otherwise known as the Shark. That's what I'm going to call him. The Shark. He's going to be doing podcasts with us, and we're going to be talking about gaming, and we're going to be playing a lot of Nintendo games, but also maybe some PC games as well. So don't be surprised if you see some like Ubisoft games or Bethesda games, as well as Nintendo stuff, because it's going to be kind of a variety, and yeah, we got big plans for it. But this is just my final attempt at having my own personal YouTube channel, and this is who I am, Uncle Andy. Uncle Andy is a character. He's not actually me. He's a character that I'm going to be on the channel.
He's a character that you actually care about.
Yeah, that I want to assume the role of. But if you guys are excited, let me know. Post all kinds of stuff in the comments, and tell us what you think about all this stuff. More videos are gonna be coming. So I think that about wraps things up for this kind of first podcast. Like I said, the channel is going to start off slow and then build up over time with more different kinds of content, and we'll get into that when we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So I think we've taken up enough of your time. I've taken up enough of Jacob's time. I've taken up enough of my time. Talking to you guys. Not that I don't like spending time on you guys, of course. But yeah, that's about it. Jacob, is there anything else you want to say?
I just want to say thanks for listening, and cheers to Uncle Andy.
Yeah. Fist bump. We just fist bumped.
Because we didn't have a drink on us, so.
We did not. I was gonna go like, whoo! To end it off, but then my voice cracked, and it's just weird now. Okay. No, dude, no, don't, just, let's just, and it's ruined. Story of my life, Uncle Andy. All right, subscribe, everybody.